Hey guys, I am coming on here today and I have to do it this way because I don't know how to flip the camera mid-video, and if there's a way, can you please tell me? But anyway, I had a few things I wanted to share with you today, and this is mostly for people who have gone through mastectomy and have yet to do reconstruction and or might not do reconstruction. And I just have found these things to be helpful, and nobody told them to me, and I don't know that I was prepared necessarily for it. So I figured, well, I was actually talking to another friend of mine today that she's recently had a mastectomy too, and she's a couple weeks out from me, and I was just sharing with her, and I thought, it might be helpful for somebody else. So here we are. So I wanted to share these things with you, and you never know, even if it's not you, you might know somebody that you could help, a family member, or let's pray not, but it could be one day that you do find yourself in this situation. So I'm sharing it just for whoever that possibly could need it one day, and because it makes me feel helpful, whether or not I am. Anyway, so I'm going to go over here and show you some of the things that I've bought, some of the things that I'm using, and just talk about that a little bit. And while I'm standing here, so I don't have to come back over here again, I guess, I today am wearing just a simple, it's kind of a bralette, but it looks like a sports bra style. And it just has those little things over here. I'll show you. So what I'm wearing today has like one of these things in it, and that just helps me have just a little bit of shape without having to wear an insert. So it just gives me just the tiniest little shape without having to see that weird misshapen form. So I can tend to talk a lot, so hopefully I won't go off on too many rabbit holes, but so just a few of the things that I have here and how I feel about them. Okay, so when I needed the compression, which I'm not wearing as much compression as I was, praise the Lord, but I did need some for a while, and to be honest with you, I was trying to get the compression from this sports bra, but when you don't have boobs to fill out your size large, it's your size large sports bra, you find that the most compression is right here in the rib cage area. And so this nice brand new, I've only had this like 2 months. Right after I had my biopsy, I bought this, and I found that when my boobs were gone, it compressed my rib cage more than it compressed the area that it needed to compress. And so I took some scissors, cut some holes to give me a little relief. I went all the way around to do that, and it really did help, just that little bit, and who cares? So anyway, that wasn't quite doing the trick, and I thought that there would be something better out there that I could feel more comfortable in. So I went on this search for something different, and if you don't already know this, you can get prescriptions for items like this, compression bras, post-mastectomy garments. You can get your surgeon to give you prescriptions for those that you don't have to pay for them, or your insurance can pay for them or cover part of the cost. I actually paid for this myself because it was just a hassle, and they sent the insurance, they sent it to the hospital, and the hospital decided they would just order me one, which is not what I wanted. I wanted to go pick out my own and be fitted. So they can get kind of pricey. I feel like I got a pretty good deal on this up at a local store we have here. And at that store, there is they sell like home health care items. And there is a lady there that is certified to fit women for garments after mastectomy. She's got a little sign on the wall that's like certification. She's a mastectomy fitter. And she was so sweet and helpful. And so this is what I came away from that with. I paid about $55 for this, and it's very thick. That's what the compression is for. It has pockets in this thing, so that you can put these little poly-filled things, or even if you like to go with that kind. But she gave me these for free. They didn't come with it. Before I get to that part, I'm just going to explain to you. I didn't like this. I only have worn this a few times. It's not my favorite. Looking back, I would have chosen something that did not go down on my stomach, because when I first did it, I thought that would be good because it would spread out the compression, but what it actually did was just add more compression to my body, which made me more uncomfortable. And so I could wear this for about 2 hours tops before I want to climb the walls. Anyway, so, but if you have to wear something, it is a pretty good option, I guess. So she gave me these for free. There's little pockets. I'm not going to be able to do it one-handed, but you can just slide it into the pocket. These things are very, very soft, very lightweight, like a little pillow. That's all it is. And this is size large. And you can take out this stuff and put more in, like whatever you feel you need to do. One of the problems that I run into with that is that I cannot ever really tell if they're the same size. And the shape of these is not my favorite. You can look here next to these, and they're very wide, and I feel like they could probably come off the sides some, and I just haven't taken the time to try to figure that out. And so anyway, you stuff them down in that, and you can wear that. I had a little incident where I went out with friends, had this on in the mirror. I thought I looked fine. We took a group picture, and so I looked at the picture. It looked like I had boobs under my armpits, so I figured I will not be doing that again. So that's one option that I've learned. I don't love these. They are way more comfortable, but they look way less natural. And I prefer to have something just to give me a little shape. You know, I've been to the grocery store just wearing a t-shirt and not caring. Like, if I go out and there's nothing there, I really don't care. Like, it's not that big of a deal if I'm just going to the grocery store. But if I'm going out with friends or like with my husband on a date or something, I don't want to look like this woman that doesn't look like a woman, like, to me. And not for what I used to, look like. I want to feel normal, and I don't want to have to spend my night thinking about, looking different. Even if nobody else is thinking about it, I'm thinking about it. So it just helps to help me relax and not focus on that aspect of my life right now. So I can just try to be normal. With that being said, I'm going to move on to, I'm going to actually jump back over to this right here. You cannot use these or these with a sports bra like this because there's no pocket. You must have a pocket to use things like this because they will slip and slide. I guess you could safety pin them, but it makes it a whole lot easier if you have a pocket. And so one thing that I have done is use these little bralettes. And when I still needed the compression, I would put the insert into a bralette and wear the sports bra on top, which is way more than I want to wear, but it did help. So moving on, I had multiple bralettes like this. They usually come in like 3 packs at like TJ Maxx or something. And this is the same thing. It's that very soft, very thin fabric. It's this, like I said, is shaped like a sports bra, but it doesn't fit like a sports bra. It doesn't squeeze, or it's not tight. I love these. They didn't fit me that well when I had my actual breasts, but now they work great. So I'm glad that I had invested in all of those before, and this one's my absolute favorite. It's a Lucky brand, and I just really, really like that one. I love the shape of it. It actually is very flattering for someone who has gone through a mastectomy. This one, I don't love it as much because of the deep cut. Doesn't work as well for a post-surgery like this. These work pretty good. They do cut into, if you have had this surgery, you know that you have your armpit right here, kind of where that would be, is a tender area. And this one, I think I could have gone with a smaller size, but this one tends to cut into me a little bit. I don't know if it's the one that this is what I'm wearing right now, in a different color. And it is a little bit more uncomfortable than this one, which I was wearing earlier, but I took it off to show you. So I don't know if it's like the cut or what, but that is a little bit of an issue for me. And I have these set up a little differently just to show you. So this one is with nothing. I could wear this like if I wanted to just sleep at night and not have anything in it, but it does have the pockets so that I can put, and I actually had to cut, because what comes in these pockets is these little, these little things. Like you get these, I had several of these and I threw out a bunch of them right before my surgery because I thought I won't need these anymore, but I should have kept them, because they're very helpful. So this is what comes in these. And so that's why they have the little slit so you could take these in or out. But for me to be able to get these inserts in, I had to cut that to make it a little bit easier for me to get them in and out. So like I said, I can wear these. I like to sleep in these. It just makes me feel better. And so I just kind of want to go through a couple of more things. So I ordered these from Amazon. Came in, I don't really know. If you want a link, you can reach out and I'll send you the link. But this is a prosthesis, and if you ever need to order these, or if you need to share this with someone, these come singularly when you order them. I didn't realize that. So when I first ordered them, I got one, thinking I was going to get two. But there are people that have just one side removed, and so they need just one. And so I had to order a second one. So just something to keep in mind. They come in different sizes. This is if it's not the smallest size, it's the next one up. It's a size 3, and I like it a lot because it's just enough to give me some shape. But I did go ahead. I just got these today. They're a little bit closer to my normal size. They're size 5. I think they only go in odd numbers. So there is no size 6. I just, Amazon recommended a size 7, but I thought, let's just take it easy and do a size 5, which I think I like the smaller ones better after trying those, but maybe it just depends on what I choose to wear that day. So these are really good because it is a little bit more uncomfortable, because it's harder and it's heavier than these things, and obviously having something rubbing up against you instead of nothing is just a little bit more uncomfortable after I still have a wound there. I'm still dealing with a little bit of nerve pain and things like that, but so it's not super comfortable. It's just, I can bear it. Just to go through some of the things that I do with these things. So I left this one in. The match to this one, like I said, this is what I was wearing earlier. So this is what I what it looks like with that in there. And I left one side just has this little thing. And that's what I have on actually right now. And that just gives me like a little bit of shape that I don't have to look weird. But let me see if I can hold this up over here or something. Trying to like get it where you can kind of see. Anyway, so, and I do feel like, my friend asked me, she said, do you feel more like yourself when you wear these? And it gives me more confidence to not feel like I'm standing out or as looking different. But I do, like when I'm getting ready, like Saturday night we went out with friends and I was super grumpy trying to get dressed because I feel like I'm in middle school stuffing my bra. You know, it just kind of feels like I don't want to have to deal with this, but I'm grateful I'm alive, so I'm not going to complain about that. This is just the same thing, another thing, and this one just has that little, like that little black thing that I showed you. It's just a very thin thing, and I just left that one in there. You can do whatever you want. It's very versatile, you know. I found that I don't like this deep cut because, especially like if I were to use that big one, because it's heavy, it pulls down, and the deep cut doesn't like support that weight very much. And that probably is a larger size than I needed. Like that's probably part of the reason that I like this one, because it's a size smaller than that one. But this one also isn't as deep of a cut. It comes up higher. I really, really like this one. And then another option I'll just show you is, like, I bought some of these tanks. I got this at like Bell's Outlet or something. It's like, it's a compression tank top. It's very tight around the belly. And actually when I was still wearing compression, I didn't want it around my belly. This one, I couldn't have done that with this one, but I did with this one. I would just fold this up, like, so that what would normally be covering your belly, I folded it up over my chest area. I can't really do it with one hand. But that would just give me a little bit more compression over the chest. But this also has the pocket for those, it gives you like a little bit of shape. It doesn't work as well with those inserts because it comes down kind of low. And I noticed I washed this today, and when I laid all this out, I noticed one side didn't have the little liner, and I was like, what happened to that? And it was actually perfectly lying on top of this side, so it made me look, and this one doesn't have any separation. Like, it's just across one big pocket, and that might be fine if you just have these little things like those, but it doesn't work very well for these things because they can move. And so I wanted to show you what I do. I did this the other night because one of the things that I've noticed when you wear these things is that they tend to shift. And I don't want to have to constantly be looking down and making sure that my boobs aren't facing opposite directions. One, you know, like one eye looking up and one eye looking down. I need them to look right ahead, and I don't need them under my armpits or up in my throat. So what I decided to do the other night was I took this, I took a safety pin and went through the back of my bralette and safety pinned this, this thing to the bralette so that it would stay in place. And that seemed to work quite well. Yeah, I think that's about it. I wanted to show you what I had to wear for a while. This is the compression garment that I wore for a while. It was super uncomfortable. I hated it. It's kind of firm, and I was just really glad to get rid of that. I ordered that on Amazon too. So anyway, if you have any questions, if you made it all the way through the end of this, thanks for watching, and I'm going to come over here to the mirror. Like I said, this is just that little skinny liner thing. And yeah, so if you have any questions, you can reach out, and I hope that helps somebody somewhere along the way. Take care.